Cooking today?
Well,
Today, Mum?
Sarma, which is in English sauerkraut cabbage.
Where do we get our cabbage from?
Or from delicatessen or
What,
special
in
shop.
this bottle? We buy a bottle of this cabbage, is it? Just cabbage
It
leaves?
doesn't have to be only bottle. It could be in the plastic jar already in leaves, but they don't have to be in leaves. Sometimes they're in the head, and you take the leaves out.
So you take the cabbages and you...
Wash them a little bit. Take the hardest part out.
Why do we do that?
Well, you don't feel like eating the hardest parts.
Doing your cabbage, I noticed that you've got some meat that you have already pre-prepared.
Yeah, it's a smoked.
How did you prepare this meat?
I just cook it till it's soft and comes off the bone. Comes off the bone, and then it's cooked. But save the liquid.
You save this liquid
The liquid to put in sarma.
to put in. We've got the saved liquid from the boiled pork, correct?
Boiled, yeah, smoked pork.
Smoked pork. What are you preparing now, Mum?
Preparing the meat.
Gotcha.
Preparing onion to fry together with the meat.
Okay, so 1 onion and about 3 cloves of garlic, is that right?
Yeah.
Could use either smoked pork or smoked ribs, is that right?
Onions
Smoked
and the garlic.
Pork, which I'm going to fry it now.
And we're also going to use tomato paste, is that right, Mum? Just a normal tomato paste. And we're also going to use tomato paste, is that right, Mum? Just a normal tomato paste. Now we're just preparing with a bit of oil.
Few spoons of oil in the hot oil.
What are you doing now, Mum?
I'm just mixing them together because they're
So
different
what
kinds.
is this?
Pork, veal, and meat.
And how much is there? A kilo, 2 kilos?
Oh, that's about kilo and a half. Or
So a
around
kilo
there.
and a half of minced veal. Is that right?
yeah.
The onions, we're just frying them for a short while.
Yeah.
So once it gets that white, that's good.
That's it. Yeah.
And when do you add salt and pepper?
I'll do that at the end. When I add everything in. Now I'll let it cool down.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
So you're turning it off now.
Yeah.
And just letting it cool. Now we have the cool down meat. You're cutting some bacon rashers and you've got a cup of rice ready. Is that right? So
Right.
what are we going to do now?
Then we add salt and pepper. Mix it all.
So now we have the cool down meat. You're cutting some bacon rashers and you've got a cup of rice ready. Is that right? So
Right.
what are we going to do now?
Then we add salt and pepper. Mix it all. And then we'll roll into the cabbage roll. Put the rice in. Put the bacon pieces.
So you're now just mixing
And just
with
mix
clean hands, I take it?
You have to use your hands. You can't do it any other way.
And now you're cutting up the bone of meat, is that right?
Yeah.
Into small pieces. And you take out the gristle. So how long did you cook this meat for?
till the meat comes from the bone.
How long did it take? An hour? 2 hours?
Oh, almost 2 hours. Depends how big the hog is.
About 2 hours for this piece of meat. Now you're filling the rolls. What are you doing? Put a bit
Filling
of
the
mince.
rolls, put a bit of meat close to the end. Then you roll them like that. Turn the leaves like that. Then you have a roll of sarma.
Looks good.
So you do the same.
And how does it stay all, doesn't fall apart?
It doesn't, it cooks like that.
So it's pretty quick.
Once you
Smooth 91.5 every time you go. Oh yeah.
So you've done quite a few now. They're all sitting there very nicely. And what do you do now?
Now I'll put the smoked meat around.
And what is the, just for the flavour? What's the main thing that you find
It's
the smoke?
flavour and it's nice to eat too. And that what was left. I'll cut into pieces again.
What do we do with this meat?
Put it on the top.
So again, we don't waste anything. What's left and can't be rolled, you cut up and put on top.
Put on top. Together with the rest of meat.
Looks good, smells good.
And then the liquid I had from cooking the smoked hog.
Liquid that we had left over that we cooked the smoked meat in goes on top. Is that right? Yep. And do you leave that to stand or do we cook it? What do we do with it now?
And now we cook it, and if it needs more liquid, you just add water.
What are you going to do now, Mum? A spoon of tomato
Soup.
paste.
Yeah.
And why do we use that?
Just to get the thickness of liquid. And you add up just plain water when you're cooking.
Tastes nice.
Tastes yummy.
What are you going to do?
Just adding water so it doesn't burn.
So everything is fairly much covered. Not completely, but pretty much covered. Looks nice. And how long do you cook it?
The longer you cook it, it tastes better.
So, but how long would you cook it? An hour, 2 hours?
Oh, I'll cook it as long as I'm in the kitchen, 2, 3, 4 hours.
And when will you eat it?
You can eat straight away, or if you want to leave it for tomorrow, it's going to taste even better.